Good morning, everybody. So I thought I'd give this car talks thing a try. My friend of mine and PowerShell guru MVP, Adam Bertram, aka Adam the Automator, he's been doing these car talks for a while, and I think it's a pretty interesting medium because, kind of like Adam, while I get out of the house more than Adam does, I tend to do some of my best thinking in the car, and so one of the things I've been doing is dictating to OneNote when I'm in the car. So today, while I'm running out of errands, I figured I'd give this a shot. So what I wanted to talk about today is I wanted to talk about my trip to the MVP Summit. So MVP Summit is always a cool trip because I get to see all of these cool MVPs that I've met over the years. I also get to meet a lot of new people. I get to make connections with people at Microsoft, and it's just a really, really engaging time. You get to learn some cool things, most of which I can't tell you about. But the stuff I'm going to talk about today, I can tell you about because this year was a little bit different. So for me this year, the goal really wasn't about me. It was about you. It was about you, the IT pros, IT operators, whatever we call ourselves, but the community of people that I interact with on Twitter, Facebook, through the crew. We all kind of have some commonalities. And so my goals going into MVP Summit were a couple things. First, I wanted to gauge with a lot of the MVPs around the world and just kind of find out where they're at, where their communities are at, what IT pros in the trenches are thinking about their careers, thinking about the cloud, thinking about those sorts of things. And then also I wanted to engage Microsoft and talk to people that I knew there and share the opinions and things that I've gotten from many of you in the surveys and questions that I've been asking out in the community. So on the first one, I engaged a lot of people from around the world, and all of them had a very similar message that over the last few years, coming out of Microsoft, the evangelism has just been basically dead. That a lot of IT pros feel like they don't have anybody to talk to at Microsoft. They feel like, hey, there's the cloud. You guys need to get up there, figure it out on your own. And so that's left a lot of us kind of feeling, okay, where do we go? What do we do? How do we get there? And I don't really know the answer for that. I have some suggestions, and some of those will come down the road. But that was kind of the general feeling. And, I also talked to a lot of people that they know they need to get to the cloud. They know that hybrid is going to be something that almost every organization that they're working with is going to be. That they want to do things that automate within their organization to make their lives easier so that they're not running around with like everything's on fire all the time, because that's really what defines people in IT pros, is that for years, that's been the world we've lived in, that we're constantly putting out fires. And so many of us want to get out of that, and we want to take the rudimentary stuff and figure out a way to automate that and make things easier and be able to deliver value to our organizations. Because in the end, that's where we as IT pros are going to be successful in the coming years, is that when we're sitting at the table with everybody else, where we can deliver value based on the knowledge that we know of, not being able to create a mailbox or being able to recover files, but be able to provide business solutions and be able to give value to our organizations and also to our customers, because that's really the end goal, is to deliver value to those people that depend on what our organizations are doing. So that's kind of what I got from IT pros. And as far as Microsoft is concerned, I can tell you that they know this. They know that the messaging, they know that this has not been a good time for IT pros as far as getting the information and things that they need. I can't really tell you, or I don't really know how that's going to change. I do know that some initiatives, such as the Docs initiative, which if you haven't gone to docs.microsoft.com and been using that, you absolutely should be. It's a great resource. Microsoft has really upped its game in this, the docs arena. And that's going to be where everything really goes for documentation and learning and getting to know all of the products at Microsoft. So you should definitely be checking that out. So they know that this is an issue. They know that they need to figure out some way to engage this audience, because quite frankly, that we can talk developers all day. We can talk about applications. We can talk about this. When the rubber hits the road, if they want to achieve their goals of getting everyone connected to the cloud, getting everyone connected to Azure, that whole thing, they cannot do it without infrastructure. They cannot do it without bridging between the current organizations that are on premises and going into either hybrid or going into public cloud, however you want to call it. So there's going to need to be some level of engagement between those communities. So that's kind of what my goal was for MVP Summit, was acting as that. As you know, those of you that know me, that have gotten to know me over the years, one of the things that I've always called myself is a people connector, that I like to connect people. So like at Ignite and Tech Ed, one of the things that I often enjoyed a lot was getting in conversations with people and being able to connect other people with somebody that can help them out with a problem that they might have or give them some information. And so I kind of took this to the next level. I went into MVP Summit as a community connector, connecting all of you and people that I've communicated with, that I've talked with about your thoughts and things, that taking those ideas and connecting that with Microsoft and letting them know, hey, here's where we're at, here's some things going on. And it's something that I hope to continue doing in the future through the crew and through social media on Twitter and those sorts of things. So, so I think it was a pretty successful MVP Summit. I think I achieved both of those goals. I achieved some personal goals as well. Those I can't really talk about right now. Hopefully we'll hear about some of those in the coming weeks and months. But it was a successful MVP Summit. And, well, I hope you enjoyed this car talk. Hopefully it turns out well. If you do have any comments, want to hear more things from me, if you think this is a cool medium, just let me know. You can connect with me at Michael Bender on Facebook, on this YouTube channel. But have a great weekend, or whenever you're watching this, and I'll talk to you soon.